What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, what's going on in the United States, Washington, D.C., money, investing, and the next stimulus package, which will be the largest stimulus package yet to date. And the U.S. House of Representatives is moving forward at it on $3.5 trillion, even though we have Senator Joe Manchin saying he's not going to vote for it at $3.5 trillion. I will actually have a clip for you guys from him with him backtracking as Democrats are pouncing on him with his latest statements of him delaying the package. Some very interesting news for you guys on that, as well as Mitch McConnell's statements that we got a lot of comments from you guys in yesterday's video. The latest information on that with raising the debt ceiling. Also, Social Security updates on raises for that. We got a lot to cover here today and the next stimulus package. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. And if you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us, and let's jump right in. Okay, yesterday night, the House of Representatives cleared a bill to provide the veterans with a cost of living adjustment, the VA, for COLA. Check this out. The House of Representatives on Monday easily cleared legislation to provide veterans with disabilities tied to their military service who received compensation payments with the annual cost of living adjustment. The bill, which passed the House 423 to 0. Wow. Now heads to President Biden's desk for his signature. The Senate previously passed the bill by unanimous consent. The cost of living adjustment to reflect the annual inflation for VA disability payments. This will increase the rate at the same rate of Social Security, which will go effective December 1st. This rate will be determined by the Consumer Price Index as calculated by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This number, which will be announced next month, is projected to be at least 6%. This will be the largest number in 40 years, the largest cost of living adjustment, COLA, for Social Security and VA in 40 years. That's right. Last year, the COLA adjustment was only 1.3%. This year, it's expected to be at least 6% or 6.1%. Yeah, so literally over 4 times more than it was last year. So, yeah, like I said, the largest raise in over 40 years. So, we will be getting that number next month. So I will keep you up to date on that. But, yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. This has to do with inflation, and we know that inflation has been running high. Let me know how inflation has been for your guy. For you, I've seen a lot of comments down below in the comments on how food costs, gas costs has been. How has food costs been for you guys? I know for us, when we go to the grocery store, it it has not been pretty, and seems like everything's going up nowadays. And they say that some of this is temporary because we're coming out of a recession. We have these supply chain issues that is still kind of exacerbated from the pandemic. And the question is, how long will this last? Is this a temporary issue? Now, Senator Joe Manchin, dun, 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 he's kind of backpedaling a little bit. He was overheard at a kind of a private dinner, kind of a meeting type of thing, where he said that he potentially wanted to pause on the stimulus package until 2022. And the word got out and it made headlines. In fact, I showed you the headline here on yesterday's video. And it made national news. And man, not a lot of people like that. Our viewers here and his own Democratic colleagues. And well, he had to backpedal on that because he's quickly becoming one of America's most hated people. And here's what he had to say about this comment. This is not a public statement that he made, but apparently this is a statement he may have made at a dinner. But here's a public statement he made. Check this out.
And if there's not enough clarity, then you need to get clarity, and people need to know tax reforms and where we stand nationwide and where the inflation is, all the things I've talked about.
It's not a delay till next year, right?
No, I didn't. You know what I said? I said, let's wait and see whatever we need. We'll have a good idea.
Yeah, so Senator Joe Manchin, quickly backpedaling from that statement that he didn't make publicly, but he may have made privately, saying, "Oh no, I didn't say that that I wanted to pause till 2022." He just said that I wanted to temporary pause or kind of think about maybe pausing. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Also, I want to know your thoughts about what Mitch McConnell had to say. I think we literally had over 1,000 comments on what Mitch McConnell had to say from last night's video. Here it is again because there is a lot of controversy over what Mitch McConnell had to say. Here it is again.
Senate Republicans would support a clean, continuing resolution that includes appropriate disaster relief and targeted Afghan assistance. We will not support legislation that raises the debt limit.
Yeah, so like I said, we literally had over 1,000 comments on this yesterday with people talking about this. Mitch McConnell says that the Senate Republicans will not vote to raise the debt limit, and they would rather see the U.S. default than raise the debt limit, even though they have to, or the government will default. And they raised the debt limit 3 times during former President Donald Trump's presidency. Every president has to raise the debt limit. The U.S. government spends more money than they make during every president's presidency. But he would vote for appropriate disaster relief from the hurricane and to send targeted Afghan assistance. So he would send assistance, money, stimulus, to Afghanistan. But they won't vote for the next stimulus package for Americans. And remember that he and all the Republicans didn't vote for the 3rd stimulus check package. So they won't vote for stimulus money for Americans in the 3rd stimulus check package. Not a single one of the Republicans or Mitch McConnell voted yes for the 3rd stimulus check package. And they're not going to vote for the next stimulus package. And remember that Mitch McConnell himself single-handedly blocked the $1,400 stimulus checks that former President Donald Trump wanted to issue. Remember, we'll go back here to December, the last month in former President Donald Trump's presidency. Donald Trump wanted to make those $600 second stimulus checks $2,000. And then the House of Representatives passed it. It was called the Cash Act. Donald Trump said these $600 stimulus checks are not enough. They need to be $2,000. The House of Representatives passed it with bipartisan support. Both Republicans and Democrats passed it literally like 2 days later. And then they sent it over to the Senate. And what did Mitch McConnell do? He went against the House of Representatives and he went against his own Republican president, Donald Trump, and didn't even put it to a vote. He literally cost the entire American population, or at least everybody that would have been eligible for that stimulus check, a $1,400 stimulus check. Now, we know eventually we got a $1,400 stimulus check underneath current President Biden. But let's be realistic here. That was former President Donald Trump who wanted that $1,400, that he wanted that to make that $2,000. That would have made 3 stimulus checks all done underneath former President Donald Trump. And then Biden would have came into office with former President Donald Trump sending 3 stimulus checks. And let's all be realists here, because I consider myself a realist. If former President Donald Trump would have sent 3 stimulus checks, and then Biden comes into office, we all know that Biden wouldn't have came in and sent no stimulus checks to the people, right? If we're just eyeing it up here, right? We know that the next election is probably going to be a rematch of Biden versus Trump, right? It's probably going to be a rematch, Biden versus Trump again. Well, let's be honest. You think that Biden wants to let Trump send out 3 stimulus checks and Biden would have sent out 0? No. We probably would have had Biden sent out the 4th stimulus check already. That first stimulus check from Biden would have been the 4th one instead of the 3rd one. So Mitch McConnell single-handedly probably we probably all missed out on a third stimulus check or the fourth stimulus check because Mitch McConnell. Former President Donald Trump wanted that second stimulus check to be $2,000, and everybody said, awesome. And the House passed it, and then I remember counting the votes with you guys, and it went to the Senate, and I said, okay, great. All the Democrats are going to vote for it. We only need 10 Republican senators. And I remember counting and I'm saying, we got it. We got enough votes. It's going to pass. We're going to get not only $600, but $2,000. And just a few days ago, they didn't even have a stimulus check in that package. And Mitch McConnell blew it for everybody.
Senate Republicans would support a clean, continuing resolution that includes appropriate disaster relief and targeted Afghan assistance. We will not support legislation that raises the debt limit. Remember, when the debt suspension lapsed in August, the debt limit was automatically ratcheted up to account for all the borrowing that had occurred up to that date. This isn't about the past, it's about the future. And Democrats want to build a partisan future without our input. So Democrats will not get bipartisan facilitators for their purely partisan spending binge.
Yeah, so let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Yeah, I read through your comments last night, and a lot of people are not happy about this. Remember that Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says that a U.S. default could come in October, which is when the government will run out of money if they don't raise the debt ceiling, which they have to do one way or another. Mitch McConnell basically wants the Democrats to raise the debt ceiling through the reconciliation process if they can even get it done in time. And that's it's maybe a 50-50 chance in and of itself. The U.S. Treasury, Janet Yellen, says that the debt default would permanently weaken America, and the U.S. could lose its AAA credit rating possibly forever if it defaults on its debt. Yeah, and could create a new financial crisis. Janet Yellen urges Congress to raise the debt limit to avoid a financial crisis that we have never seen before. The United States has never defaulted on its debt. Even just getting close to this could significantly be a major financial disaster. Now, it's been proposed that the Democrats are going to put together a bill in the House and the Senate and combine a government shutdown bill. The government's going to shut down also. This is a different issue. There's a government shutdown coming at the end of the month, September 30th. They're going to have that. They have the stimulus package of $3.5 trillion, which they're trying to vote on this week. They have the physical infrastructure package, which they have a date set on to vote on this upcoming Monday, September 27th. And they're trying to pass the stimulus package before then, because that is basically how the Democrats want to do it. They want to pass the stimulus package before the infrastructure package, but the timeline is going to be very, very tight on that, to say the least. And if they don't pass a government shutdown continuing resolution or a bill to fund the government will shut down on September 30th at midnight or October 1st. And then sometime in October, the government will run out of money if they don't raise the debt limit. So the Democrats, because they're in the majority of the House and the Senate, are going to come up with a bill to put together the government shutdown bill and the debt limit ceiling and combine them and put disaster relief funds in there and put it to a vote here sometime either this week or next week. But Mitch McConnell is already signaling that the Senate Republicans will oppose a combined debt ceiling funding bill. And he says that they will only vote on a bill to fund the government, and they will not vote on raising the debt ceiling at all. Yeah. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says on Monday that Republicans would help pass a short-term government funding bill so the government doesn't shut down, but only if Democrats divorced it from a plan to suspend the debt ceiling through 2022. Quote, Senate Republicans would support a clean continuing resolution that included appropriate disaster relief and targeted Afghan assistance. So again, he's willing to give money to Afghanistan, but will not vote for the stimulus package, money for the United States. He's willing to give disaster relief for the United States, but not stimulus checks, not rent assistance, no stimulus money for the United States, this next stimulus package. No Medicare expansion, all the things that are in this next stimulus package, they're not going to vote yes on that. Just so everybody's clear on that, because they're not going to vote yes on it. They didn't vote yes on the third stimulus check package either. He says, so yes on targeted Afghanistan assistance from Mitch McConnell. We will not support legislation that raises the debt limit, Mitch McConnell says from the Senate floor. Even though they have to raise the debt limit or else the government will default. Also, it's come out from a Republican senator that Mitch McConnell has privately urged Republican senators to oppose the debt ceiling hike. And Mitch McConnell has told these Republican senators how to vote, and kind of like a personal vendetta that Mitch McConnell has. Check this out. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell privately urged Republican senators to vote against raising the debt ceiling as Congress barrels towards a fiscal cliff next month. McConnell's private ask, confirmed to the Hill by a Republican senator and leadership aide, underscores how personally invested he is in the standoff against Democrats over the debt ceiling, and comes as he's warned publicly that Republicans won't provide the votes needed to raise or suspend the debt ceiling. Republican Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana told the Hill that Mitch McConnell has in recent weeks privately asked Republicans to vote against increasing the debt ceiling, characterizing the pitch to Republican senators as, quote, I want you to vote this particular way, end quote, from Republican Senator John Kennedy. John Kennedy says, quote, he's not bluffing. He says of Mitch McConnell's pledge that Republicans won't help raise the debt ceiling. Now, the good news is there's been multiple different ideas to add money or different types of stimulus programs in here as they're getting close to the finish line. Senator Bernie Sanders says that Senate Democrats are weighing adding in a $1,000 voucher for seniors to purchase new Medicare benefits. So if you're on Medicare, this is part of the Medicare expansion that is apparently being negotiated into the package. They also want to included in this Medicare 2.0 would be including new benefits for Medicare that would be hearing, dental, vision, and hearing aids. All sorts of different benefits are going to be included in there. We really don't know all the details of that. There's been a lot of things flying around that we really don't know all the details of yet until they release the bill yet. But one of the potentials is to include a $1,000 voucher that could help pay for Medicare benefits, also lowering the Medicare eligibility age to age 60. The idea of a forced stimulus check is not off the table and could still be included in there as well. Remember the second stimulus check. Remember, we just talked about that story with how the second stimulus check was actually added in at the very last moment, even after they wrote the bill. And then former President Donald Trump actually wanted to increase it to $2,000. But Mitch McConnell actually single-handedly blocked that in the Senate. So we got the $600 stimulus check, but we did get the $1,400 later on from the third stimulus check, which came actually under Biden instead of Trump. Nonetheless, we did get $1,400, but that second stimulus check was actually added in there after the bill was written. So we are still hoping they add in stimulus checks, stimulus vouchers, and all sorts of different stimulus programs into this package. There's probably going to be all sorts of different stimulus items that could be included in this package at the last moment. I probably think that there will be different items like this. There's all sorts of different groups of people asking, pledging, and having petitions to include these in this package. And we will see here as we get more details this week. So make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. Remember, new videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After subscribing down below, click the bell icon to all notifications to get reminder notifications when we go live with new videos. There's also a share button down below where you can share this video with your friends and family so that they know what is going on with the next stimulus package. Will the Democrats be able to reel in Senator Joe Manchin? Will Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell block the debt limit ceiling? Will the country default on the debt limit? Will the Democrats pass the debt limit on their own in the next stimulus package? Will they pass the next stimulus package in time to even raise the debt limit ceiling? Will we have a government shutdown in the next 9 days? All these questions will be answered here within the next few days because they're going to have to be answered because the time is ticking. And literally by October 1st, the government will shut down. We have the debt limit ceiling, the government shutdown, the $3.5 trillion stimulus package, and the infrastructure package. And all these questions are going to be asked because there's literal deadlines, and I will keep you up to date here on everything. So don't miss out on any videos at this point. You can click this video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is how President Biden endorses a new Social Security SSI increase. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.